So discrete time periodic signal means DTFS. We'll start with DTFS. So we have seen the expression for the signal, right? In terms of complex sinusoids. So if we are having a periodic signal xn, x of n with fundamental period of n and fundamental frequency omega naught is equals to twice pi by capital N. So we can write this x of n, this periodic signal, as a summation of weighted summation of complex sinusoids. That is k is equals to 0 to n minus 1 x of k e to the power j k omega naught into n. Okay. Now this x of k can be written as 1 by n summation n is equals to 0 to n minus 1 small x of n e to the power minus j k omega naught into n. Okay, so this are DTFS coefficient of xn. This x of k are known as DTFS coefficient of xn. This is known as DTFS coefficient of x of n. Okay, this x of n is known as time domain representation, and this x of k is known as frequency domain representation. This x of n is known as time domain representation, and this x of k is known as frequency domain representation. Okay, so we are on the n axis for the samples k is equals to 0 to n minus 1. But for this we are on the k axis where the samples are from 0 to n minus 1. Okay. So this x of k are the coefficients of xn, means what are the complex sinusoids we have been considering, what are the complex sinusoids we are considering, on that this x of k, it is coefficients of those complex sinusoids, or you can say these are the weights of those complex sinusoids. So this x of k, as it is depending upon this k multiplication factor, this k, so we can say this x of k is a function of frequency. That's why it is known as the frequency domain representation. Now if we have been look at this expression, this xk represents weights of each of the complex sinusoids. This xk is the weight of each of the complex sinusoids. Now when we have been considering, so these complex sinusoids are there for k is equals to 0 to n minus 1. For n numbers of complex sinusoids, each of those complex sinusoid associated with this weight. Now if we want to find out this weight, so we need to consider the summation between this xn and the average of this. That's why we have taken 1 by n. So here you are having n numbers of xk. Now if you want to take only this xk, so obviously you need to take the average. So that's why 1 by n is there. Okay. So this now if we look into this two expression, so this, let us consider it is number 1, it is number 2. This number 1 and number 2 expressions are different from 0 to n minus 1 because this xn, this x of n is n periodic, it is n periodic in n because we have been considering this xn on the n axis, but this x of k is n periodic in k axis. It is n periodic in k. So this is the difference. So this xn is n periodic on n axis, the axis is n, and this x of k is n periodic in k axis, on k axis. So let us solve a problem, then that will be more clear. So we are having a signal x of n represented by something like this. It is x of n, it is half, and this is 1. So first sample is on 1, it is your half, it is your minus half. Okay, second sample is on minus half, 0, 0. Then fourth one is on half, fifth one is on 1, then sixth again minus half, then 0, 0, and again it is half, and then it is 1. So in this way it goes. Same in the left hand side, 0, 0, it is minus half, then 1, then plus half. In this way it goes. So let us have this minus 6, minus 4, it is of minus 2, is 2, it is 4, it is 6, like this. Okay, so in this way this xn is represented on the n axis. So it is time domain signal. It is on the n axis, so we can say it is time domain signal. It is time domain signal. Okay, so they asked to find out the frequency domain representation of this signal. Find frequency domain representation. Frequency domain representation means we need to find out xk for this xn, this given xn, right? So what is our first task? We need to find out this fundamental period capital N, because we need this N. So what is this fundamental period and this omega naught fundamental frequency? N is 5 and this fundamental frequency omega naught, it is twice pi by n, so it is twice pi by 5. Okay, and the signal is, which kind of symmetry it exists? Either it is even or odd symmetry. Which kind of symmetry exists for this xn? So if we place a mirror in between, so is it even symmetry or it is odd symmetry? Odd symmetry, right? So the signal is having odd symmetry. So this n, we can take the range of this n starting from, that was minus n minus 1 by 2 to n minus 1 by 2. The range for the odd we have been chosen previously at n minus 1 by 2 to n minus 1 by 2, like this. So this n can be minus 2 up to 2, right? So this x of k, 1 by n, right? 1 by n. So here n is 5. So 1 by 5 summation, this small n is starting from minus 2 to up to 2. So we can write n is minus 2 to 2. X of n e to the power minus j k, omega naught is twice pi by 5, right? So we can take n here. Okay. Now we need to consider each of the sample amplitude at each location, right? So if we expand this, if we expand, so first we are starting with x of minus 2, x of minus 2 e to the power, that will be jk 4 pi by 5 e to the power jk 4 pi by 5, right? Then x of minus 1 e to the power jk twice pi by 5. Then x of 0 e to the power j of 0, j into 0. Then x of 1 e to the power minus jk twice pi by 5 plus x of 2 e to the power minus j k 4 pi by 5, right? Up to this. Now we need to put this amplitude for this xn, each of the amplitude from this xn. Fine. So x of minus 2, yes. Why we are dividing by, yes, this one, this 1 by n. That is what I already said. So this x of k, what is this x of k? These are the weights related to each of the complex sinusoids up to this k, right? So k is from the ranging 0 to n minus 1. So x of k are the weights of each of the complex sinusoid. So if we are having k ranging from 0 to 5, let us consider, so xk are also 5s in number, so it depends what may be the weight for each of the complex sinusoid. So this x of k are 5 in numbers, so x of k1 k2 k3 k5, something like this. Now when we are determining x of k, so how we should need to determine from this expression? Obviously we need to take the average. Just try to understand, you are having 5 samples with you. So when you supposed to take only one samples from a summation of those 5, so obviously you need to take the average. That's why we have been taken 1 by n. Clear? Clear? Okay. So up to this clear, up to this expression. So this x of k is coming as 1 by 5, 1 plus half e to the power j k twice pi by 5 minus half of e to the power minus jk twice pi by 5. So this one is your sine of j theta, right? Sine of theta, sorry, j sine of theta. Twice, if we e to the power j theta minus e to the power minus j theta means it is twice j of sine theta, right? So we can write like this: 1 by 5, 1 plus j sine of k twice pi by 5. Clear up to this? Right? So we have on the k axis. So what will be this period of this k? It is same as minus 2 to 2, right? So we need to take out, or we need to put this k value from minus 2 to 2 to find out each of this x of k. So this one period, if you consider a single period, one period of the DTFS coefficient, that is x of k, x of k is k is from minus 2 to up to 2. Okay, so x of minus 2, let us find first x of minus 2 for k is equals to minus 2. So we need to put k is equals to minus 2 here. So in this way we'll put up to this plus of 2. So 1 by 5 minus j of sine, it is k twice pi by 5. Now if we put minus 2, now it will become minus j sine of 4 pi by 5. So minus j sine 4 pi by 5 by 5. So it is in the rectangular form. We can convert this one into the polar form. So if we convert, it is coming as 0.232 e to the power minus j of 0.531. So in this way, x of minus 1, it is 1 by 5 minus j of sine twice pi by 5 by 5. So it is coming as 0.276 e to the power minus j 0.76. Okay. Next, x of 0. So it is 1 by 5 because sine of 0, it will become 0, right? So if we convert into polar form, it is coming as 0.2, right? So nothing is there in the exponential form, so we can write j into 0. Then x of 1, x of 1. So 1 by 5 plus j of sine twice pi by 5 by 5. So it is coming as 0.276 e to the power j 0.76. X of 2 is coming as 1 by 5 plus j of sine 4 pi by 5 by 5. So it is coming as same as previous one, 232 e to the power j 0.531. Okay. So in this way we have been determined all the xk, that is DTFS coefficient ranging from minus 2 to 2. So if we write all of them together, by means we need to consider the summation, right? We need to consider the summation. So this x of k, it is 1 by 5 x of 0 e to the power j0 plus x of 1 e to the power minus j twice pi by 5, then x of 2 e to the power minus jk 4 pi by 5, then x of 3 e to the power minus jk 6 pi by 5, then x of 4. Now this is the expression, let me write it first, e to the power minus j 8 pi by 5. So These are the coefficients we have derived for k is equals to minus 2 to 2, right? So we are having altogether total number of samples in the period is 5. So for this we have taken, due to this odd symmetry, we have, for our simplicity, we have considered from minus 2 to 2. So in this way we have been derived the DTFS coefficient from minus 2 to 2. Now let us consider these 5 samples from 0 to 4. Let us consider n is equals to 0. Yes, yes, yes. Where this one? That is what I am saying. So up to this, you have been considered that k is been ranged from minus 2 to 2. So why we have been chosen? We have chosen because n is, for our convenience, we have been taken n is from minus 2 to 2 due to the odd symmetry of the xn. By doing an inspection on the xn, we have found that it is having odd symmetry. That's why we have been taken n is ranging from minus 2 to 2, but still the periodicity is 5. But still the periodicity is 5. From, if we take, we can consider from 0 to 5, 0 to 6 also, sorry, 0 to 5 also. If we been considered n from 0 to 5, that is also, sorry, n from 0 to 4, that is also, n is equals to periodicity will become 5. Now for our convenience, as it is having some odd symmetry, we have been considered from minus 2 to 2. So this group of samples are repeating every, after every 5 samples. This group of samples from minus 2 to 2, it is repeating after every 5 samples. But let us consider that our xk is not at all something like this. We can take from 0 to 4. Let us consider we have been taken this x of k from 0 to 4. We are not at all been going with the symmetry of this given xn. Let us consider it may be something like this. So for this case, if we consider from 0 to 4, what will be this x of k is coming? Let us consider. Means we are been justifying whether this expression from 0 to 4, this x of k, if we have been considered from 0 to 4, whether it is same as this expression or not. Let me justify that. So if we consider n is equals to 0 to 4, this expression is become something like this. So as a whole, if we consider the final expression of this, 1 by 5, 1 plus, sorry, 1 minus half e to the power, minus jk twice pi by 5 plus half of e to the power minus jk 8 pi by 5. So what we have been done, we have taken this n from minus 2 to 2, right? From minus 2 to 2, we have taken this n and we have been determined our xk, that is DTFS coefficient. Now let me consider that our n is not at all from minus 2 to 2. We need to start from 0 for our convenience. We have been chosen, or someone has chosen, from n is equals to 0 to 4. So if we go from 0 to 4, after, for this period also it is repeating. Means after this also this xn has the repetition, because this 0 to n, it is having the samples of 5 numbers of samples. So obviously this 5 is the periodicity, so obviously these 5 samples also repeating. So previous what we have been considered, depending, means going with our previous conception, that for odd symmetry we need to choose this n something like that. So according to this conception, it is coming as minus 2 to 2. Now let us take a situation where we are not at all following this conception. We have been started from 0 and going up to this 4. So obviously from 0 to 4, it is also the same periodicity of 5. So here we have been taken this n is equals to 0 to 4. So if you take n is equals to 0 to 4, rather going with n is equals to minus 2 to 2, so this is the expression coming as xk. Now if this is the expression of xk, previous expression was this. So whether these two expression are same, this is the previous expression, right? This is the, if we go up to this is the previous expression. So 1 plus half e to the power j twice jk twice pi by 5 minus half e to the power minus j k twice pi by 5. But when we have been considered our n from 0 to 4, we have been stopped up to this expression 1 by 5, 1 minus half e to the power minus jk twice pi by 5. So we are having this term same minus half e to the power jk twice pi by 5. We are having the same expression in this, but this term is different. It is coming as half e to the power minus jk 8 pi by 5, but whereas it was half e to the power jk twice pi by 5. So whether these two terms are same, whether these two are same, obviously this two term is same. So how? If we consider this one as like this e to the power jk 8 pi by 5, we can write this one as e to the power minus jk twice pi into e to the power jk twice pi by 5. We can write like this. So this one is 1. E to the power minus jk twice pi is 1. So it is results into jk e to the power jk twice pi by 5. So we can write this expression is like this. This modified expression 1 by 5 1 plus half of e to the power jk twice pi by 5 minus half of e to the power jk twice pi by 5. So it is same as the previous expression. So previously we have derived this xk by considering n from minus 2 to 2, n from minus 2 to 2. Here this was the expression, okay, and this is the simplified expression. So here it is results into the same expression, though we have been taken n is equals to 0 to 4. Clear or still doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt? So so from this xk, all of this xk, what are the xk is there from this, either from this expression or either from this expression, we can take out the magnitude and phase of this xk. We can take out the magnitude and as well as the phase, isn't it? So the magnitude of each of this xk will give you the magnitude spectrum of xn. Okay, so the magnitude of this xk, so if we plot this xk, magnitude of xk against this frequency index k, here we have taken frequency index as k. So if we plot against this frequency, it is known as magnitude spectrum of xn. Magnitude spectrum of xn. If we consider the phase part of this x of k, each of this x of k, if we go with this phase of each of this xk and plotted against this frequency, then that is known as phase spectrum of x of n. Clear? We can take out this magnitude as well as the phase from this x of k. So if we plot this magnitude against frequency, then that is known as magnitude spectrum. If we plot this phase against the frequency, that is known as phase spectrum. Clear? So I am giving a problem, just try to solve. Some xn is given. It is 1, it is 2. Okay, so first sample is on 1, then at 2, this side is also at 2, then 1 2. So find out the DTFS coefficient for this periodic signal. Find out xk or determine DTFS coefficients. Find out. What is capital N here? You people are sleeping. Hmm? N is 6. N is 6. So this omega naught is twice pi by 6. That is pi by 3. So x of k 1 by n summation n is equals to, so is it even symmetry or odd symmetry? So if we consider the symmetry, there is no problem. If we are not considering that, then there will be no problem, right? We can go with the numbers of samples in the periodicity, isn't it? So if it is, so we can go with 0, 0 to n minus 1, that is 5, right? X of n e to the power j k twice pi of n, sorry, twice pi by, it is not pi by, it is pi by 3n omega naught n, jk omega naught n, that is pi by 3n. Simplification, on the simplification, so if we go on expanding this one, so it is 1 expanding, so let us consider x of 0 e to the power j 0, right? Then x of 1, hmm, jk pi by 3 x of 2, then x of 3 jk pi x of 4 jk pi by 3, right? X of 5 per jk. Okay. Then so just expand this to, means what we have seen. So if there are something like that, if it is e to the power some value like e to the power, that is what we done earlier, that if it is something like that for this, if e to the power j 8 jk 8 pi by 5, then if we have been expanding like this in terms of twice pi, then twice pi will be removed out from the expression by taking this one as 1. So try to get this kind of simplification from for each of this term. So whether this one will arrive for any one of them, yes, 1 by 6. The final result, that's what you are saying. 1 by 6, 1 plus 4 cos k twice pi by 3, right? I think there is some problem. Pi by, yes, k pi by 3. But this coefficient is 4. Yes, it is 4, right? So it will be most probably pi by 3. It is pi by 3. Just check again. So it is coming as 1 by 6 plus 2 by 3 cos of k pi by 3. Okay. Next, by taking k from again 0 to 4, we can go with the any one period. Then we can find out the DTFS coefficient for 5 samples, right? If we go from n is, sorry, 6 samples, n is equals to 0 to 5, k is equals to 0 to 5, then we can determine all these xk coefficients, all these xk values. Fine. Up to this clear, or any doubt? So the inverse is also possible. If coefficients are given, you can able to find x of n. If these coefficients are given, let us consider these coefficients are given. So you need to find out the x of n, time domain signal x of n from the coefficients. So x of k, if it is given, you need to take the summation of this x of n. Okay. Then you need to determine this final expression of this x of n. Let us take a problem. That is what I was just searching about. Uh, some x of k, this plot of x of k is given. Mod of x of k, that is magnitude spectrum of is given. X of k is given. It is 1, it is 2, 1 and 2. So it is 1, then 0, then 2, then 1. 2, 1, 1, then 0, 0, then again 1. This first sample is at 0, then 2, then 0, then again 1, then again it is let me take this 5, then 0, right, right. It is 10, and like this all the samples. So here again, starting from 2 and going to 1, then 0, 0, it is minus 5, then 1, 1, and it is 2, like this. It is your magnitude spectrum. Now phase spectrum is given as this argument of x of k. It is pi by 3, then some intermediate value. Let us consider some intermediate value. Next, it is up to going up to this pi. Okay. So 0, same it is minus of pi by 3, then some intermediate value, then up to this minus of pi, and it is pi by 3, then up to this, then 0, 0, and going up to this middle, and it is pi by 3, then up to pi, then 0, then minus pi by 3, then the intermediate value is in the right hand side. So both of them on the k axis, that is on the frequency axis. This is pi by 3, then that intermediate value, then 0, 0, then downward up to middle, then pi by 3, 0, then going up to pi, this pi, then 0, then up to this pi by 3, like this. Okay, so these two plot is given with respect to magnitude and phase response of DTFS coefficients. So from this plot you need to determine your time domain signal xn. So what you need to do, determine time domain signal x of n. Okay, so can you be able to construct this x of n? Can you able to construct while looking at these two plot? So what is the periodicity of this x of k? What is the periodicity? 7. How? Hmm? What is the periodicity? Find out. 9. How? 9. How it is 9? Tell me how it is 9. 8. How it is 8? After it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 7, 8. Correct? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how we are been going to determine this period? Or if you are been going for, let us consider a sine wave is there, a sine signal, sinusoidal signal is there. How you are been finding what is the cycle where this periodicity is starting and where it has been ending? The starting location and ending location should be same, isn't it? So if you're supposed to find out the period of a sinusoidal signal, how you have been finding? Where the phase part of both of the starting point and ending point are same. If you're starting with this 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So at 8, it is having the magnitude of 0. But at 0, it is having the magnitude of 1. Hmm? Uh-huh. Wait. Other guy is saying something. Yes? What do you say? What you were saying? Minus 1. This location. At this minus 1. Yes? I'm not getting you. Magnitude 0 where? At 0, it is having the magnitude of 1. No periodicity. Arre, you are not finding or you are not getting the period. So that is what I'm just saying, that if we have been starting from 0, 0 is having the sample amplitude of 1, right? So if we are starting from this 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. At 3 there is another 1. But after this period 0, 1, 2, 3, whether this pattern is again changing. Periodicity means what? The same samples will come after that sample. So if we starting from the 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. At 3 there is another sample exists which is having the same amplitude of this starting sample at 0. But up to this, sorry, it is plus 3. Up to this 3, this sample which is having 1, 0, 2, whether it is repeating? No. So we need to go further. Then 4, 5. So if we go 4, then same thing is not repeating. If we go 5, then same thing is not repeating. 6, same thing is not repeating after 6. 7, same thing is not repeating after 7. If you go with 8, same thing is not repeating after 8. If you go with 9, if you go with 9. So after 9, 0, 2, 1. So after this 0, 0, 2, 1. Same thing is repeating. Right? Getting or not? Hmm. Before? At 9. At, if you're going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At 9, what you are saying? Your voice is not clear. What you are saying at if you have been starting from this, you are. I'm not getting it. Just try to understand. If you are starting from this, yes, yes, yes. What you are saying? If you go reverse means if you go in the left hand side. Yes. Huh. Tell me. So this one will be same thing. 0. If this huh. Yes. 0. Huh. Okay, okay. Let me check whether I mistake. I did the mistake. Yes, 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 yes. There is one sample is there. One sample is there. Right, right, right. Mm-hmm. I'm your voice is not clear. That's why I'm not understanding. Yes, one sample I've missed. Yes, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, right, right. Now it is fine. So what will be the period? 9. Yes, yes. Hmm. Hmm. Let me check 0. Hey, someone some background sound is coming. Okay. So for this signal, tell me how it is 6 for this signal. So if you're going with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it is 6, right? So how it is 6? How you have understood? Huh? We are starting our counting from 0 and going up to 5. That means n is 6, right? Or not? So if we start counting from 0 and going up to 8, then what will be the total number?
So last day what we did, we have expanded according to the expressions for this xn or xk. Okay. So the problem was some xn sequence has been given and we need to find out xk coefficients from those x of n. Okay, so now next method is known as inspection method. By doing some inspection on xn, how we can able to find out the coefficient of xk. Okay, so we supposed to use computation of DTFS coefficient by inspection. So what is that, I will tell you. So let us take a problem that some xn is given, like this: cos of pi n by 3 plus phi. We need to determine the DTFS coefficient. Determine DTFS coefficients. Okay. So what are the expressions we are having with us? First is the xn, which is summation of complex sinusoids, right? So this is our xn, k starting from 0 to n minus 1, x of k e to the power j k omega naught n. Okay, and the coefficient x of k is 1 by n summation n is equals to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e to the power minus j k omega naught n. So these are the two expressions which we are having with us. Okay. Now using these two expressions, we have already been seen how we can able to find this coefficient x of k by expanding this xk, right? By expanding these two expressions, by when this xn is given, so by putting different values of xn and by expanding and doing the summation, we can able to find out the expression of xk. Then depending upon the range of this k, we can able to find out this coefficient x of k. Now if we do some less calculations, by doing some less calculations, how easily we can able to find this xk coefficient. Okay, so first of all, for this given xn, we need to find out what is the period of xn. So can anyone say what is the period of this xn? Period of xn. That is n is equals to how much? Find it out. Next, we are going to expand this cosine by Euler's formula. So expanding the cosine, term using Euler's formula. So what we can write? This x of n is half e to the power j, this face part, that is pi by 3 n plus phi plus 5 plus e to the power minus j of pi by 3 n plus 5, right? So in this way we can expand this cosine term in terms of Euler's formula. So if we if we going to multiply with both this term, so it is coming as j. If we have been taking this one first, so minus j phi into e to the power minus j pi by 3 n plus half of e to the power j phi into e to the power j pi by 3 n, right? So tell me, what is the period of this xn? 6, because it is omega n, right? So omega is pi by 3, so we know that omega naught is twice pi by n. So if it is n is equals to 6, we can able to find out omega naught is pi by 3, which is given on the problem. Fine? Clear? So if this n is 6, so what will be the range of this k on this expression? What will be this range?
0 to 5.
0 to 5. Now if we look into this expression, so what we know about this means how we going to expand this xn. So this xn, if it is starting from 0, so it's supposed to be 0, then k will be 0, so e to the power 0 if it is starting from 0. If this is somewhat k is in the left hand side, let us consider this k is also having some value which is negative. So if we expand, let us consider from this k is having some negative value also. So from this expansion of this xn, we can get an indication that yes, our k may be negative. Just try to understand. If we write this one in the general form, so what we should need to write? E to the power j k omega naught n. So here this k is minus 1. Just try to understand. Half e to the power minus j phi e to the power j k is minus 1. Omega naught is pi by 3. Omega naught is pi by 3 n plus half e to the power j phi e to the power j into 1 pi by 3 n we can write. So here this k is minus 1 and here k is plus 1. So this half e to the power minus j phi and half e to the power plus j phi, what are they? If we expand this one, so we are supposed to get this xk coefficients. So as we have been expanded this xn, so obviously this part other than this part and this part, they are xk coefficients, isn't it? These are xk coefficient because we have been expanded this xn according to this general representation of xn. So what we can take that xk means when this xn, when we did the DTFS operation, which is having omega naught is pi by 3, so we are supposed to get x of k, right? So this x of k, the coefficients are, first one is e to the power half of e to the power minus j phi, where k is minus 1, then this one is k for 1, so it is half e to the power j phi, k is equals to 1, right? So 0 otherwise. Now if we consider that one coefficient is exist for k is equals to minus 1 and another one is exist for k is equals to 1, but our period is 6. Our period is 6. So what will be the range of this k? What will be the range of this k? This n is 6, so obviously our n, this small n will be ranging from 0 to n minus 1, right? But depending upon our simplicity, we need to change this n. So what will be this k range on xn expression? So as our n is 6, so we need to take 6 samples in the periodicity, right? So either we can choose from 0 to 5, but if we take k ranging from 0 to 5, so one sample is exist in the left hand side, so we need to go little bit into the left hand side. Clear? But how much will go?
Sir, minus 2 to 2
Minus 2 to?
plus 2.
So minus 2 to plus 2, is it taking 6 samples or 5 samples?
5 samples.
but our periodicity is 6. So that may be minus 2 to 3, right?
Yes, sir.
If you take this k ranging from, for this xn, if you take k is ranging from minus 2 to 3, so we have been covering all the 6 samples. So out of these 6 samples from minus 2 to 3, one is been coming at minus 1, another one is coming at 1. So obviously 0 coefficients means amplitude will be 0 for the all other coefficients other than these two. So we can take 0 otherwise on minus 2 to 3. Fine. Now if we draw the magnitude spectrum of this x of k, so magnitude is coming as half, right? Magnitude is coming as half, and the phase is either phi or either minus phi. So if we draw the magnitude spectrum of this, that is mod of xk with respect to this frequency k, so it is coming as, it is mod of xk for the k axis. So at 0 it is 0. So first one is exists at minus 1. So at minus 1 it is having the amplitude of half, it is minus 1, then 1, right? It is 1. Then if we go to the left hand side, minus 2 it is 0, 2 it is 0, 3 it is 0. So it is one period of this xk. So same thing is going to repeat for other period, right? Getting or not? It is your one period from minus 2 to 3. So same thing is going to repeat. So if we start from this minus 4, from 4, so 4 it is 0, then 5 it is 1, so 5 it is half, then 6 it is 0, 5 it is 6, and 7 it is half, 7 it is half, then 8 it is 0, then 9 it is 0. So from 4 to 9 another period completes, right? Just try to understand. So from minus 2 to 3 it is one period, up to this it is one period, then from 4 to 9 it is another period. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, periodicity is 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, periodicity is 6. So same thing will exist in the left hand side, right? So this minus 3 will be 0, minus 4 will be 0, then minus 5 will be having half, then minus 6 will be 0, then minus 7 will be having half, it is minus 6. So it is your another period of x of k, mod of x of k. So it is magnitude spectrum. So if we go with the phase spectrum of this, argument of x of k, so it is capital X. So what it is having? At minus 1 it is having minus 5, right? So if you write it is minus 5, and let us consider it is your plus 5. So at minus 1 it is minus 5, it is minus 5, 0 it is 0, at 1 it is plus 5, 2 it is 0, 3 it is 0, it is minus 1 0 minus 1 2 3, then 4 again 0, then 5. If you go with 5, 5 whether there is anything on 5. How we can judge with 5? It is on the k axis. Five, then sorry, for 5 it will be minus, for 5 it will be downward. 6 it is 0, 7 it is plus 5, then 8 it is 0, 9 it is 0. Okay, so it is your one period. Starting from this, it is your one period, and from this up to this 9 it is another period. So this one will be the negative side. Clear or any doubt? Any doubt? So what we have taken here, k is equals to minus 1 and k is equals to 1. Okay. Now you can check by putting k value anything within this range. You can check. So if you put k is equals to 5, so it is coming as, if you take k is equals to 5, so what will be that? So that one will become 5 pi by 3. If you take plus, so that one will become, k is become 5, so it will be becoming as, let me take this one as, so if you take k is equals to plus 5, so that one will become half e to the power j 5 e to the power j 5 pi by 3 n, right? So how we can expand this one? How we can expand? Just think, we have to take the multiple of twice pi, right? So can we write 2 minus 1 by 3? So this one will be e to the power j 5 e to the power j 2 minus 1 by 3 pi n. So this one will come as half e to the power j 5 e to the power j of twice pi into, so it will become 6 minus 1 5, so it will be e to the power minus of j pi by 3 n. So this one will become 1. So this 5 location, at 5 location it is coming as minus 1. So this sample which is existed minus 1, it will come to 5. Now it is clear? Clear? Okay. So you just do one problem. So some xn is given, as 1 plus sine n pi by 12 plus 3 pi by 8. So what is your first duty? You need to expand this sine or cos term by Euler's expression, Euler's formula. Then from those exponential term you need to find out the k value. So that k value will give you the coefficients of DTFS. Clear? So this is one problem, you just write it down. Another problem is x of n is given as cos n pi by 30 plus 2 of sine n pi by 90. Okay. Now next thing is a DTFS representation of an impulse train, something like this. So some impulse train is given. It is your x of n. So first unit impulse is exist at n is equals to 0. Then all of them are 0. Then at nth location another impulse exists. So in this same way, it is location is twice of n, and like this it will go on continue. So it is n. So same thing on the left hand side. It is at minus n and like this. Okay. So it is impulse train, means so many impulses have been exist on the signal xn, which is having the period of n. So after every n period these impulses are repeating. So we need to find out the DTFS coefficients of the n periodic impulse train. So find DTFS coefficients of the n periodic impulse train. Okay. So how we should write this xn? Xn will be summation. It is exists in the left hand side as well as it is exists in the right hand side. So let us define a range L. L is from minus infinite to infinite. L is from minus infinite to infinite. Del of n minus L into capital N. So what does it mean? If we take L is equals to 0, so it is situated on n is equals to 0, means middle one. Then if we go on increasing this L, so first at n period, then at twice n period, at 3n period, like this. So it is the expression of this impulse train. So we need to find out the DTFS coefficients for this xn, for this impulse train. So if we start from this 0, then up to after n, at n only this second impulse has been coming. Let us consider. So what will be this range of this x of k? So let me write this xk, that is 1 by n summation. What will be the range of this n? Del of n e to the power minus j k n, that is what will be the fundamental frequency omega naught? What will be this omega naught here? The period is n, so it is twice pi by n. So we need to write twice pi by n. So what will be the range of this n? What will be this range? Starting from 0 and second impulse is starting at n. So we need to take 0 to n minus 1. 0 to n minus 1. Clear? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
So understood what will be the range of this n? So this impulse exists at origin, then next impulse is at n. So this xk coefficients for one period, it is starting from this 0 and going up to n minus 1, because at n second impulse starting. So from this location to this location we are having starting from 0 to n minus 1, means n is the period, right? N is the period, so we need to take n is equals to 0 to n minus 1. n samples are there. So out of those n samples we are having only one sample which is non-zero, right, which is located at n is equals to 0. So what will be this value? Xk. So non-zero value is exist only at n is equals to 0, right? So if we put n is equals to 0 here, it will become 1 and del of 0 is 1. So it is coming as 1 by n. Clear? Clear? Any doubt? Now let us do another problem. So we need to construct this xn from x of k. So another problem. Is given as one period of the DTFS coefficient of a signal is given by x of k is half to the power k for 0 to 9. Okay, so they have been asking find the time domain signal x of n assuming n is equals to 10. Assuming n is equals to 10. Okay, so we need to construct our x of n. So how to find out this x of n? So xk is given. So if we go with our expression that x of n is summation k is equals to 0 to n minus 1 x of k e to the power j k omega naught n, right? It is the expression. So this xk is given. So what will be our omega naught here? Twice pi by n. So it is pi by 5, right? So this k will be starting from 0 to 9. K is from 0 to 9. So x of k is half of k e to the power j k pi by 5 n. So find out the summation of this. Find out the summation. For this, the answer is 1 minus half to the power 10, 1 minus half e to the power j pi by 5 n. Okay. Now previously we did, or we have been finding this DTFS coefficient by doing the inspection. So same way we can find this xn from the DTFS coefficient by inspection method. Okay, so some problem is given using method of inspection, we need to find our x of n. So some xk is given as cos k 4 pi by 11, it is 4 pi by 11 plus twice j of sine k 6 pi by 11. Okay, so we need to find out xn, right? So what is n here? The period. On xk, what is the range of this n? What is the range of this n? So here capital N, the periodicity is how much? How much? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible? What is n? What is this n? Ten? How? How it is 10?
Sir, it is period. So period is n.
How? So on the xk expression, if you go with this expression, I have written there xk, so e to the power jk, that is the general expression, yes, this one, it is minus j omega naught n. So omega naught is twice pi by n, right? Omega naught is twice pi by n. So if what will be omega here? What is omega?
Pi by 5.
Pi by 5.
Yes.
Omega naught is twice pi by n, right?
Yes.
So what will be n? So first of all, you just expand this cosine term and sine term using Euler's formula. So if expand, so that one will come as half e to the power j theta, right? So theta is k 4 pi by 11 plus half e to the power minus jk 4 pi by 11. So this one will be e to the power j theta. So it is k 6 pi by 11 minus e to the power minus j theta, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So now tell me, if you simplify this one, e to the power j twice pi by 11 into 2 plus half e to the power minus jk twice pi by 11 into 2 plus e to the power jk twice pi by 11 into 3 minus e to the power j minus jk twice pi by 11 into 3. Clear? So now tell me, what is this capital N?
Sir, 11.
11?
Yes, 11.
So we can take this range of this n is starting from minus 5 to 5, because it is minus 3 is also available, minus 2 is also available. So tell me, what is this xn? So first xn is exist at n is equals to 2 as well as at n is equals to minus 2. This is the general expression of this xn. So if we expand, this n will give you the locale of this samples in xn, right? So this n is 2 here. If we go with this n is minus 2 here, it is 3, it is minus 3, right? So what we can write from this, that xn, this x of n, it is having half, both of these are plus half, but at n is equals to plus 2 as well as at n is equals to minus 2, right? From this n is equals to plus 2 as well as n is equals to minus 2. So I am just writing this one as like this one plus and this one minus 3. Now it is clear? So one is at plus 2, another is minus 2, but the xn coefficients, these amplitudes are same, right? So we can write this xn is half for n is equals to plus minus of 2. This one correct? We are doing the inspection. Then it is 1 at 3 and minus 1 at minus 3. Sorry, it is 1 at 3 and minus 1, this is minus, so minus 1 at minus 3. So what we can write, that 1 at n is equals to 3 and minus 1 at n is equals to minus 3. So anything else? Anything else? No. So 0, otherwise on minus 5 to 5. Clear? Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Now understood how easily we can able to find out this xn and xk? By simply expanding all the terms in, if it has been given in exponential term, then it is no need to do any kind of expansion. If it is given in sine and cosine term, then we need to go with the Euler's expansion, nothing else. Clear?